What's up, champs? Welcome to today's video. My name is Trent Peterson. I'm a full-time 7-figure Amazon seller. And in today's video, we're gonna be breaking down the 10 most common questions that I get from new Amazon sellers or people looking to start an Amazon FBA business. I get flooded with hundreds of messages and comments every single day. And so what I decided to do is take the top 10 questions, and we're going to take 10 minutes and spend 1 minute per question, and we're gonna jam pack this video full of value. So I'm really excited to dive into these questions, but before we dive into it, do me a favor, go down, hit the subscribe button, like the video, drop a comment, and let's get into it. All right, so let's dive into my screen and let's break down the first question. And it says, is Amazon dead and or a scam? Surprisingly enough, this is the most common question that I get is it's too competitive, it's saturated, I can't succeed, or worse yet, it's a complete scam. Amazon's a fraud, it's a pyramid scheme, it's a get rich quick scheme, and I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. It's not a scam. There's hundreds of thousands of people making millions of dollars. But in terms of, is it too competitive? Is it dead? I wanna show you guys this article right here that Ford's put out. And it says 5 big numbers that show Amazon's explosive growth during the coronavirus pandemic. I'm not gonna read the entire article, but I do wanna point out that during 2020, Amazon grew $570 billion. That's insane. Amazon has growing year after year and the demand has only increased. So people saying that it's dead or it's too competitive, it's not, because there's so much growth and there's so much demand that there's tons of opportunity for everybody. So that's the first question. All right, so the second question that I get is, what is the difference between private label, that's what I do, wholesale, and retail arbitrage? Retail arbitrage is where you go to Walmart, Target, you buy things on the clearance item, and then you send them into Amazon, and Amazon does the fulfillment. And that's a lot of times what people get confused about is all of these business models use FBA, and FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. So that basically means you send your products into Amazon, and Amazon does the fulfillment. So you do that for all of these business models. Wholesale is where you create a partnership with a distributor and you order 1,000 units of name brand products, for example, like Old Spice. So you create a relationship with Old Spice and you say, hey, I want to order 1,000 units. They send it to your warehouse, you pick and pack and organize everything, and then you send it to Amazon where they do the fulfillment. Private label, which is what I do, is basically where you create your own brand. You create your own products, you get them manufactured overseas, and then you send them to Amazon to then have them do the fulfillment. So those are the 3 different types of business models. The third question that I get is, how much do I need to start an Amazon FBA private label business? I actually have a complete YouTube tutorial breaking down every little detail of what you need. So if you go to my YouTube channel, I have this completely broken down right here, the cost to start Amazon. But basically how much you need and what you should expect is at least $4,000. That's private label. Retail arbitrage, I recommend a couple $100, and then wholesale is probably similar to private label for $5,000-ish would be a good budget. The fourth question that I get is, are you guaranteed to make money? A lot of people are like, hey, can you guarantee that I'm going to succeed? And I hate to break it to you, there's no possible way anybody, and if somebody does guarantee, it's a scam. There's no way anybody can guarantee success. And the reason being is I'm going to use the example of the gym. It's like a gym membership guaranteeing that you're going to lose weight or you're going to get a shredded 6-pack. It's impossible, because what happens is it's very dependent on whether or not that person shows up to the gym. If that person doesn't show up, then how are they going to get the results? And it's one thing to show up, then it's another to actually put in the work. So you can go to the gym and look at the fancy equipment, but if you actually don't lift the weights and actually exercise, then you're not gonna get the results. And also diet. If you don't diet, you're not going to get lean and get fit. So it's the same thing with Amazon, is you need to show up, you need to put in the work. Doesn't matter what information I give to you, if you don't take that information and apply it and take action on it, you're not gonna succeed. So that's why I can't guarantee any success on Amazon. It's up to you. All right, the fifth question that I get is, how long before you are profitable? This is a good question because the reality is it takes some time. I would say at least 6 months. It's gonna take some time to communicate with the supplier, find a product. Once you get that product manufactured and found, you have to ship it to Amazon, which could take a couple weeks depending on if you do air or sea shipping, and then it needs to start selling. And then once it starts selling, Amazon pays you out every single 2 weeks. And what happens is on that first order, you're going to want to reinvest the profits back into more inventory. And so through that entire process, it's gonna take about 6 months before you actually want to even consider taking money out of the business. Again, this is a long-term business model. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is something that takes time to build. And if you're looking to make a quick buck overnight, Amazon is not for you. It takes time, it takes work, but if you're in it for the long run, it pays dividends. And that's what I love about Amazon, is it's not something that's going to last a month, 2 months, 3 months. It's going to last years. So that is the 5th question. The 6th question that I get is, what profit margins do you shoot for? And we're gonna come over here to Amazon. And if you guys don't have Helium 10, I'll put the link down below, but you absolutely need this tool to do product research. And then it's also going to help you calculate your profit margins. But if you come to right here on Amazon, I search for massage gun, and right here, you'll see that I can hit calculate fees, and it's gonna pull up a profitability calculator. And so I can go in and enter my unit manufacturing cost. How much is it going to cost me to get it landed? So let's say 50 bucks. And after that, my margins are around 40%. And what I shoot for is between the bare minimum 30% and up. If you can get 40, 50, 60% profit margin, that's amazing. Another way that you can kind of calculate your margins is if you go to Alibaba and you actually search for the product, you can kind of get a good idea of how much it's going to cost you. Then you need to add some shipping. And so I said, okay, 35 to 39 bucks. It's going to be probably another 10 bucks shipping. So we'll say it's going to be around $50. And at that price point, I'm still profitable. So that's what I'm shooting for. And that is question number 6. All right, so the 7th question. This is a good one. How passive is Amazon FBA? Everybody wants that passive income lifestyle, that laptop lifestyle where you can just sit on the beach and do nothing and just make a bunch of money. I hate to break it to you, Amazon's not 100% passive, but it is very passive once, and that's a big once, you get it set up. It's very front loaded. It takes a lot of time to find products, get that product manufactured, get it launched, creating the listing and all of that jazz. But once you do get it set up, and it starts selling, it is very passive, because all you need to do is send a text to your supplier and say, hey, I need to reorder 1,000 units. Can you get that in the pipeline? And then you send them a 30% deposit, and boom, you're rocking and rolling. And so it takes a minute to get to that point, whereas in the beginning, it takes a lot of work. So don't come into this thinking that overnight you're gonna just make a bunch of money by doing nothing, because that's not the case. And I know I've been talking a lot about that in this video. I just want to give you guys a reality check. I'm not trying to scare you. That's the last thing that I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make sure that you understand what you're getting yourself into. And if you understand that, then this business model is for you. So that is question number 7. The 8th question is, how do I find products? I am still struggling with product research. This is the most common question that I get next to, is Amazon dead or is it too saturated? People struggle with product research, and it is a learning curve. It takes time to learn. And I'm here to tell you that I have tried everything in my power to provide as much value as humanly possible. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you go to this playlist, the playlist tabs, right here, I have a complete playlist dedicated to product research. If you're struggling with product research and you haven't watched that playlist, go watch it, implement all of those strategies, and I promise you will find a product. It just takes some time. So be patient. Understand you're in it for the long run, and yes, it's going to take some work. So product research does take some time, so use that resource. YouTube, go to my playlist, Amazon FBA product research, and that's gonna help you out a ton. All right, so let's dive into the 9th question that I get, and that is, how do I get started and do I need a course? And the answer is no, you don't need a course. But if I was starting again from scratch and I had no experience with Amazon, I probably would get a course. I would find somebody that I trust, that has results that I aspire to, and I would learn from them. That's just gonna help me avoid those pitfalls and those mistakes that I would make trying to do this trial and error, or trying to piece it all together with 5 million different YouTube videos. I know there's a lot out there. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of ads. There's a lot of people saying, hey, buy this, buy that. But just find one person that you trust. I mean, it's a gut feeling. It's pretty simple for me to know whether or not somebody's BS or not. So find somebody that you trust and learn from that. That's gonna help you get from point A to point B the quickest way possible. So that's the 9th question. That leads into question number 10. And not to try to pitch my course or anything, but a lot of people ask me, what makes your course different from others? And the main few things that I tell people is, number one, price. There's courses out there that are selling for triple, 10 times the price of my course. And I think I provide everybody's more value than they do. So that's one thing, is price. The second thing is I'm a current seller. I'm in the trenches. I'm updating my course. When Amazon changes something, I keep you in the loop. And there's a lot of courses that are just outdated. Another thing is mentorship. I provide a ton of support with email access, product verification. I verify your products that can help you avoid thousands of dollars in mistakes. And I also do weekly live calls. So all of that hands-on mentorship is super helpful when you get stuck or you have a question. And I would say those are the biggest things that make my course different. Again, this is not to pitch you, but that is the 10th question. So all those questions, I know we just rambled on and we answered them very quick. Let me know in the comments if you want me to answer a question in more depth or make a video talking about one specific question, or any video in general. If you guys have an idea, drop it down below. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys learned a lot. And if you did, please do me a favor, subscribe, like the video, drop a comment. And I hope that this motivated you, or maybe gave you an eye awakening of whether Amazon FBA is for you. If it scared you, then don't get involved. But if this is like, hey, I can do that, and you're in this for the long run and you're willing to put in the work, be patient, disciplined, then Amazon FBA, the opportunity is incredible. So I hope that you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next video.